So what is it that makes a celebration, truly unforgettable?
Right.
And I'm not talking about those expensive, super polished events you see all over social media. I
Oh,
mean, the kind of gathering that just, it burns itself into your memory.
yes, where you leave feeling genuinely connected. That's exactly the dynamic we're going to analyze today.
Oh, yeah.
We have this amazingly detailed account of one specific day. It was Elsa's 65th birthday party back on Saturday, November 22, 2025.
And our mission for this deep dive is pretty simple, right?
It is. We want to use this one event as a case study, really, to break down the core elements of what makes for genuine hospitality.
How did the hosts, Elsa and Luis Enrique, turn a simple Saturday lunch into what the source of beautifully calls a memory eternal?
That's a great question.
And what's so fascinating is this paradox you see right from the start. The key ingredients weren't about luxury or spending a ton of money.
No, not at all. It was about personal effort.
Exactly. It's the energy you put in, not the money you spend. This is just a clear win for presence over proxy.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's unpack that. This idea of personal effort. It all starts with the hosts, Elsa and Luis Enrique.
They're absolutely central to this narrative. It's not just that they threw a party. The source says their house transformed into the most welcoming place in the world.
That's a powerful statement.
It is, and that transformation really began in the kitchen with Elsa. She apparently has this real gift for hosting people and a deep love for cooking, and that set the whole tone. The source makes a huge point of saying she prepared everything with her own hands.
For her own 65th birthday party.
Exactly. This wasn't a small detail, it was a defining choice.
And preparing a huge feast for that many people,
Yeah.
all on your own, I mean, that's a massive commitment of time and energy.
It really is. And the menu wasn't simple or generic. We're talking fresh salads, esferas, which are these delicious little savory pies.
Oh, they're amazing.
Right. And multiple cakes, bolos, and tortas. And specifically, her famous homemade mayonnaise.
Okay, so for anyone less familiar with southern Brazilian food, we should clarify. This isn't just mayonnaise from a jar.
No, absolutely not. It's a rich, comforting potato and vegetable salad. It's an absolute staple at any family gathering there. It's a big deal.
So the food itself, the choices she made, established this intimate family feel right away.
Completely. And the impact of that personal effort was so profound that the source concludes, well, it says, having lunch at home with food made with love is 1,000 times better than any fancy restaurant.
It's a direct rejection of outsourcing it, of buying luxury as a status symbol.
It is. You can buy quality, but you can't buy the feeling that's embedded in hours of someone's personal care.
And the main meal.
The main meal just underscored that whole communal spirit. It was a classic agucho churrasco, a big barbecue.
Correct.
And the really symbolic part here was the layout. As the meat was cooking, the draft beer, the chop was flowing, but the guests weren't scattered.
They were together.
They were all interacting around one single unifying table. That kind of arrangement, it physically forces connection. It reinforces why everyone is there in the first place.
So you have this space that's just brimming with personal effort.
Yeah.
But the source really makes it clear that the energy of the party came from the guests, too.
Oh, absolutely. The geography of connection, as you put it, is really telling.
It really is. It shows just how important Elsa and Luis Enrique are to their community.
It really does. I mean, people traveled some serious distances on a Saturday. This wasn't just, a quick pop-in. It felt more like a pilgrimage of affection.
So rather than just list off every name, let's talk about the groups that came. It shows these different networks all coming together.
Okay, so first you have the immediate family, their son Luis and daughter-in-law Jessica.
Right.
Then a whole contingent of Elsa's closest family traveled from her hometown, from Campo Bom. That included her brothers, Evandro and Leandro, and their partners, Meg and Surla.
And Surla, the source notes, is also Elsa's godmother.
Which just adds another layer, doesn't it? That mix of family and spiritual ties.
So that's the hometown crew, the roots.
Yeah.
But people came from further afield, too.
Oh, yeah. We're talking multiple cities. Denise, who is Luis Enrique's sister, she came in from the state capital, Porto Alegre. And then you had guests from these beautiful mountain towns. Camila, her boyfriend William, and her son Davi came down from Canela. Aline and a friend made the trip from San Francisco to Paula.
So it's a real gathering of the clans.
It is. You also had Luis Enrique's cousin Marta and her husband Ingo, also from Porto Alegre, plus longtime friends Guilherme and Silva from Campo Bom.
When you lay it all out like that, the effort involved is it's immense. People from 4 or 5 different cities. It shows that Elsa and Luis Enrique are what the source calls an allosaurs.
The foundation.
Exactly, the foundation holding all these different groups together.
That's the perfect way to put it. They didn't just invite people, they've built something strong enough that people feel that pull, that need to be there.
But amongst all these adults, there was one guest who apparently stole the show.
Ah, yes. The beautiful baby, Anaí.
The youngest guest.
She was just pure charm. The source says she was the main attraction, just toddling around, charming everyone.
That's wonderful.
And she was there with her mother, Angela, and of course, under the care of her godparents of heart, Luis and Elsa themselves.
And having a child like that at a party, it changes the whole atmosphere, doesn't it? It lowers the formality.
It completely does. It adds this layer of spontaneous joy. It makes it feel even more like a genuine family gathering.
Okay, now we get to the part that makes any good story compelling. The unexpected twist.
The moment of chaos.
Exactly. Every perfect party needs something that tests the host's ability to just roll with it. In this case, Luis Enrique had to actually interrupt his own wife's birthday party.
He did. He had to go on what the source basically described as a rescue mission.
A rescue mission
Yeah.
in the middle of a 65th birthday churrasco. That sounds a bit strange.
It was. So what happened was a couple of tourists named James and Morelli had some kind of issue with their hotel or lodging, and they had to check out much earlier than they planned. They were essentially stranded. So Luis Enrique, in a move that just defines their hospitality,
He just left the party.
he left the party, went and picked them up, and brought them straight back to the celebration.
Wait, he brought two complete strangers, one of whom, James, is from Liverpool, England, directly into this very personal, very gaucho family party.
He did. It's the ultimate test of radical inclusion.
Wow.
I mean, you have to picture it. Traditional food, deep family roots, and suddenly two international tourists are sitting at the table.
That could have been so awkward.
It could have been really strange, but the source says it just turned into a party. They ate lunch. They blended in immediately. It just proves that the atmosphere they'd created was fundamentally welcoming. It wasn't exclusive.
And this accident, this unexpected addition,
Yeah.
it actually led to the most animated moment of the whole day.
It absolutely did. After lunch, James, our visitor from Liverpool, he strikes up a rapport with Elsa's brothers, Evandro and Leandro.
And they didn't need a DJ or a band or anything.
No fancy equipment. They just grabbed a cell phone, started playing classic Beatles songs, and improvised what the source calls a show aparte, a spontaneous, separate performance.
That is an incredible image. You had these southern Brazilian guys rooted in churrasco culture, suddenly belting out Beatles classics with a tourist from Liverpool.
And rousing the whole crowd. It's the perfect accident. It is memoria, viva living memory being created right there in real time.
It just shows the whole day was elastic. It could absorb the unexpected and turn it into a highlight.
It really does. Sometimes the best plans are the ones that leave room for no plan at all.
But before all the excitement got too carried away, Luis Enrique did bring the focus back.
Yes, he took a moment, he asked for everyone's attention, and he just spoke from the heart. He paid homage to Elsa, expressing his love and gratitude. It was a brief, simple thing.
But necessary.
Very necessary. It anchored all that fun and chaos back to the real reason they were all there in the first place.
So, if we step back from the delicious mayonnaise and the singing tours for a second, what does this all mean? We get to this core reflection from the source material.
Right, the big takeaway.
It's all about the profound, irreplaceable difference made by simply being present.
And this is the real lesson for our time, isn't it? The source makes this explicit comparison. It says, look, sending a WhatsApp message, it's practical, it's fast, it's convenient,
Of course.
but convenience just cannot replace the energy, the depth of the live experience.
And it breaks down what that means. It's the physical stuff, right? The hug, the eye contact, the act of literally sharing the same table and singing to the same song.
Exactly. These are the things that are inherently resistant to being digitized. They create true connection.
The source does mention they took a lot of photos to immortalize those seconds, so it's not anti-documentation.
Not at all. But it draws a clear line. It says the enduring power isn't in the static image, the photo. It's in the memoria viva.
The living memory.
The feeling you have from being fully immersed, fully present in that moment.
And connecting this back to the hosts, this entire day just confirms their fundamental role in their community.
The conclusion about them is definitive. They are the allosaurs, the foundation.
The pillar for their family and friends.
And their defining trait, the source argues, is that capacity for radical inclusion. They have hearts where there is always room for one more.
Which was proven in the most literal way by the tourists.
Yes. They could absorb two last-minute strangers without missing a beat and turn what could have been an inconvenience into a cultural high point. They didn't just host a party, they nurtured a whole culture of welcome.
So this deep dive into one Saturday in southern Brazil, it really reveals so much about what genuine hospitality looks like.
It really
We
does.
saw that personal, heartfelt effort from the homemade food to the intentional layout, just completely triumph over any kind of external luxury.
And we saw that sheer, unscripted joy of a spontaneous moment, like a tourist from Liverpool leading a Beatles sing-along with a Brazilian family.
Yeah.
The true measure of that day wasn't a price tag or how perfectly it went according to plan. It was its capacity for inclusion, its embrace of the unexpected.
It was a day where everyone, from the closest family member to a stranded tourist, felt completely and genuinely welcomed.
Hmm.
And that brings us to our final thought for you, the listener. If the essence of real, lasting connection requires that high-energy, shared physical space, the hug, the shared meal, how are we, in an age of constant distraction, training ourselves to really value those moments?
It's a challenging question.
How often are we truly present, truly unplugged, when we're with the people we care about? Because as Elsa and Luis Enrique proved, sometimes all it takes is an open heart, a long table, and maybe a cell phone playing classic rock to create a memory that is truly eternal.